So here I am today at 44 Elite. This moto, I'm going for a distance moto. Bradley Newton did a 30-minute moto here 2 weeks ago, so I thought I'd try and match that or beat that. So I'm not really going for outright speed, just trying to keep the bike upright for as long as possible. So yeah, just on a warm-up lap here. This roller is heaps of fun. It's huge, got to be about 30 feet high. This track's mostly soft sand. It's really good for fitness and whatnot, and practicing fundamentals. It's got a few little jumps on it as well. Yeah, mostly soft sand. I've ridden here a few times now. This is probably the third visit I've had to 44 Elite. Look him up on Instagram if you want to have a ride here. It's $55 to ride here, free ride. You can also get coaching from Brock, I think. Installed it. So that corner is it's pretty soft. It's going to be a foot of soft sand. You've really got to roll into it with plenty of momentum and keep the momentum through the corner. I mean, as with most corners, but that one's particularly tight, so you don't go in plenty of momentum. Probably install it. I think that's the only stall I did in this moto. It's just a warm up. Getting it happening. There's some really fun corners that are good skill builders. If you have a crash here, generally you're not going to hurt yourself too bad. It's one of the best things about riding on sand is that it's fairly forgiving. It doesn't beat the bike up too much, and it doesn't break bones as easily as riding on, say, a hard pack track or just a regular motocross track, I guess. But it's much harder to keep the bike rolling through the corners, so it's just slightly slower style of track, the sand track. But yeah, the pro level riders get around pretty quick. 2 stalls on the warm-up lap in honour of the staller. I think he retired this year. So what do we got? 3:02. That is quite slow. As I said, it was a warm-up lap. Last week I was here, I did a 2:39. I think I did my best lap here today was a 2:31. But yeah, you really got to get your bike into the rut, get your setup correct, and power through the rut. Keep the throttle on through the corner, and you've really got to be thinking ahead. You've got to be, really looking through the track, looking as far ahead as you can to make sure you're heading for the right rut to get the best speed through the corner for lap times. Yeah, it's got quite a bit of variety, this track. As you can see, it's little jumps and rollers. It's got flat corners, it's got sandy corners, so this straight's pretty fun. It's like a soft sand rhythm straight. It's pretty cool, but yeah, you want to get your speed right coming into this, and sort of just got it a lot better that time. And then this section, there's 2 big holes in soft sand, so if you don't carry your speed through there, it's not so much fun. You really want to the secret to sand, I guess, is to give it plenty of throttle. Definitely keep your momentum going. I'm definitely not an expert on sand. I probably only got about less than 10 hours, I'd say, on sand. I'm definitely getting better at it. I enjoy the fitness side of riding on sand. It's hard work. faster you go, the easier it is, and the more likely you are to sort of push through a rut on a corner and drop the bike. And you can still quite easily twist your front axle on a tip over in one of these corners, which means the rest of your moto you'll be riding slightly crooked. But I really like this track. I really like Brock's setup. It's just good for practicing, really. Definitely get better with improving your bike control. This is a fun part. These dips are a couple of foot, and again, like one of the softer parts of the track, so you end up again, like if you don't carry your speed there, you're the thing just squirms. It's a fun little jump. Yeah, so I've been sort of changing my line a bit. Some of these corners, not necessarily the fastest line, but the smoothest line. Really been focusing on trying to do 2 laps and then change my line. I was talking to some of the young lads on race day at Maitland at the previous round. I think it was rescheduled round 3. And asked them what they think about line selection and how they manage their line choices. I can't remember his name, but he was saying every 2 laps he tries to change his line, and if it feels like it's quicker, he'll stay with that line for a bit. But as the track deteriorates, he'll change it up every other 2 laps, and it's a good way to get your lap times down, definitely. This track's super fun, good fitness. So yeah, as I said, today the goal was a 30 minute moto. Trying to get to 30 minutes, and it was kind of hard to gauge that kind of timing without having a clock set up somewhere on the track. So I made sure of it. I wasn't counting laps, but when I thought I was at about 20 minutes, I told myself to do 4 more laps. And it ended up being a 40-minute moto, which is good. Pretty happy with that. The lap times weren't spectacular. As I said before, just trying to keep it upright and smooth and steady. Trying to stay in the ruts and build speed that way. I've got the Lip Pro app, and there's a way to sync that up with the GoPro, so it automatically puts the timing on the screen and a little map of the track and where you are on the track. It didn't seem to work on my new computer or my old computer, so I'll have to have another go at that, and for the next video I'll see if I can get that happening, and it looks a little bit better. This timing is accurate, but it took 2.5 hours in editing in the Final Cut Pro software to get that correct. Took a little bit of tweaking. If I had the Lit Pro software working correctly, it would have just done it automatically. But it's good to have it as a reference and whatnot. So there's a few times where good line in this section and come to this corner, and that's not one of them. But yeah, it felt like I was getting that corner down. With the 15 laps, I think I got it pretty smoothly 13 times. There's only really 2 laps where it's not perfect, or I'd slow down too much. It was an interesting day here today. I messaged Brock about having a ride yesterday. Normally I'm riding this track with a few other people, but he said, oh, no one's riding, are you okay to ride by yourself? And I thought, my schedule's so busy, I really need to ride today. So but as I said, it's a good track to ride solo, because it's fairly forgiving if you most places it's a fairly easy crash if you do crash. I pretty much kept it up other than those 2 stalls in that first lap. The last one wasn't exactly a stall, it was more of a I think I had the clutch inside out and install it. Yeah, it's really good. Just practicing standing through sandy corners definitely makes you go faster. That's how Jeffrey Hurling's is so quick. He's practiced a lot on this kind of track, even softer sand. Yeah, well, 40 minutes, man. It's going to be hard to talk for 40 minutes. What am I going to say? Love that roller. Probably should be more outside and hitting that corner high. I tend to get a bit focused away from some of those softer corners. If you have enough momentum, you can really push it through those corners. Same with that one. I mean, obviously there's a high line there. I'm sort of at the base of that wall, I guess. I don't know what you call it. It's not really a rut. It's how the sand. It's almost like a sand dune, I guess. See how we go on this one. Not great. Not bad. Yeah, it's hard work. You really got to get that groove, get that flow happening. Really good fitness though. I'll put up my fitness numbers. Oh, actually, I can't do that. Sorry, I turned the GoPro on for this moto, but didn't turn on the smartwatch to use the Lid Pro software. So yeah, I don't have the calorie numbers for this 40-minute moto. I've got I did a 10 lapper on the cutoff track, so I'll point out where I was cutting the track off. I did 10 laps there. I think I've got that data. And also after this moto, I had a 10-20 minute rest, and then try to go back and do another 40-minute moto, but came in on a bit of a heater. Like started with a 2:32 or something around there, and then did a 2:31 and crashed on the 3rd or 4th lap, one of the corners. Yeah, probably pick up a few seconds in this section. I really feel like I'm sort of in 2 minds about where to stand and where to sit. Normally when I come into this corner I take that inside rut, but it was feeling a bit wobbly the first 10 lappers. So yeah, normally the cutoff is here. Instead of going left here, you turn right, and it's about a 1 minute 30 lap time. It's good for sort of warm-ups and whatnot. This section of the track's sort of the softer. It's maybe like 50% softer sand. not ready for it, it can be a little bit painful, but once you get your flow happening, it's pretty good. And definitely next week I'm going to work on taking higher lines through those sort of more built up corners. Normally that corner isn't as tight. Normally it's sort of more, what do you call it, like a line that's more even. That line tends to come into a fairly sharp V, almost like it's almost like a hairpin. I mean, this track is a sand, these ruts tend to change quite a bit week to week. A fair few junior riders practice here as well, and some really fast guys that whatever line they're on, they're create their own lines as they go, really. Yeah, 40 minute video, this is going to be boring. I don't know, I think it's a good achievement of to get the 30-minute moto done or the 40-minute moto. Definitely happy about it, but not bragging about it or anything. It's nothing really too special. Brock was saying he does 45-minute motos on this track, probably 30 seconds a lap quicker, and he does it pretty easy. So it's not really a massive achievement, but it's good for me. I mean, I think my previous was a 19-minute moto, previous longest moto, so. Yeah, it's good to, more than double that. Definitely. It's actually, weather-wise, quite good. The sun was out. It's a bit cloudy, but it wasn't raining. But it wasn't 28 degrees. It was more like 22 degrees. And that might have helped with the 40-minute moto. I mean, it certainly wouldn't have hurt, so. Yeah. I'm probably starting to sort of settle into this, getting a bit of a rhythm happening. So the throttle control's pretty good. Through that corner pretty nicely. This is quite a fun bit. I mean, these lines zigzag, so you're sort of thinking, oh, I'll take this line or I'll take that line, and you really can just, so I'm starting to learn that you can just stay on the throttle and just push new lines through there. You don't really have to worry about, if at first, you sort of think, oh, I'm not in either line, I'm on top of where the two lines kind of connect, and you think, oh, that's going to be hard to steer through or something. And it's good to know that you really just power through that and lean back and let the front wheel sort of be light. And it's quite fun, actually. That's a better line in that corner. The first few laps I was sort of avoiding that rut. I don't know why. And that rut's quite tight. Yeah, that's the corner where in the moto after this, I put it down in that corner. It was a fairly soft crash, but definitely twisted the axle. I mean, I kept riding after I did a lap or two more, but it just felt like it was unstable. And I really should have brought tools to just gotta loosen the right side axle clamp and tighten it back up. It's really not a big deal. I'm trying to remember that for next time. I think at this line here, the outside, a little bit smoother, less choppy, a little bit faster. I don't know if that outside there is definitely easier. Is it easier, always quicker? I don't know. Smooth is usually quicker. We've got 241, so yeah, I mean that's not too bad, but you'd probably find like the elite level riders are probably doing like under 2 minutes on this track. Be like well surprised if you're doing 145. So that's pretty quick. Yeah, we're halfway through here, and definitely looks like I found a bit of a groove. That looks a little bit faster. How's this corner gonna go? Yeah, that looked pretty good. Pretty smooth. A lot of guys I ride with, they say they don't like riding on these kind of sand tracks. I reckon they wear their bikes out and they wear out your chain and whatnot, but I haven't really noticed that it's not any different in my opinion so far. Yeah, this is definitely looking smoother, and I'm taking the right line through that corner now. Rolling it, yeah, out to that sort of pillowy bit. Allows you to stand up quicker and get back on the power, which is good. That wasn't too bad either. So hit that bump and pop up a little wheelie and stay on the power, and it's been quite a fun section. So there's still a few rounds of club racing coming up. There's Dargle this weekend. I think there's a double header at Dargle this weekend via the Dirt X series. I don't think I'll be able to go because I've got to work, and I'm not a huge fan of the double header. I really like, my fitness is getting better, but yeah, you tend to like doubleheader race days unless you're really seasoned, you tend to be pretty tired the second day, and it just can bring a big crash on. And it being not a Hunter Valley track, Dargle's on the Hawkesbury. It took me about 3.5 hours to get there last time I was racing there for the East Coast. And filming the racing a couple of months back this year. Yeah, it's just not super keen to have a big crash on the second day and have to deal with the repercussions of it all. Definitely more comfortable sending it a bit harder at the local tracks. Another stall there. Still won't look like a stall. I can't actually hear. I've got the sound turned down so I can't hear it. But, look like not enough momentum. Positioning mightn't have been that good as well. If you're sort of off balance, it's hard to get back on the power. That looked pretty smooth. Right, I'm taking me, yeah, so I think I pretty much picked this line. The rest of the Moto, it's definitely the fastest line. It's the main line. What are we up to? 2:40.08. So I mean, it's still it's not very close to my fastest lap. Yeah, this is more of an endurance moto, I guess. Going for about 30-40 minute mark. So Brock's got a supercross track at this facility at the other end of the property in Connor Towell was there practicing today. Pretty impressive. He's a good rider. I think he's going to have a good career. He's looking like he's definitely got the speed. Just needs to work on keeping it upright. And I think he'll do well. I think he'll definitely win a few national titles. Not sure if he's racing X3 next year. Yeah, I think he would be actually. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins a few of those and a few MX2s and a few MX1s in the future. I mean, he's definitely quick when he keeps the bike upright. He been leading those MX3s this year by 20 seconds at national level, which is it's pretty good. Definitely looking a bit more like I've got more rhythm happening here. That corner looked pretty tidy. Good momentum through here. You see that lines there, they sort of zigzagged. I just powered over it, which is good. How do we take this corner? Yeah, that's about as good as I can do that corner. Pretty big dip there. This corner can be a bit tricky, it's quite soft. Definitely good momentum, good throttle control. So that's jumpable, that's a double. It's probably about an 8 or 9, 10 metre double. Working my way up to that. Not super keen to hit a jump that size. Is big enough if you get it wrong. You mangle yourself up pretty bad and end up needing assistance and not having anyone else on the track. Could be a problem. I don't even have my phone on me. It's about probably a 2k crawl with a broken bone and 1 new heaps of fun. I mean, I'm sure someone will probably come down and check on the track every couple of hours or something. Definitely going to work my way up to that double. It's a bit of a funny double. It's sort of high to low, which is not something I've practiced. Because it's not a soft sand up ramp, but it's definitely on the softer side. So you really want to smooth. You really want to carry momentum into it. It's probably the same principle as riding the corners. You really want to come in with good momentum. You don't really want to be coming into slow and then revving it and having to pick up more speed to clear it. It's setting yourself up for a... Okay, so that looked pretty quick. I don't know if this, I don't know if that was quicker or if my computer's just sort of slowing down and then speeding up. It hasn't rendered. This file is massive. It's 40 minute 4K video file, so it's the computer's working pretty hard. 240 hour. Let's definitely get under the 240s in the next couple. That looked pretty good. Such a hooky corner. It's got like this. It's a bit of a funky one, but yeah. At first, it wasn't jumping out at me as something that looked like a fun obstacle, but definitely happy with a bit of persistence and got it right most of the time. About 80% of the time, I feel like I get through that pretty smooth. That looked pretty good as well. Good speed out of that corner. Yeah, this feels like the heater lap. I think it's probably in the 230s, this one. It's definitely looking quicker corner exits and just looking smooth, like no sort of big mistakes with getting the speed right. Like if you think you're going too fast coming into a corner and you put the brakes on at the last second, it can really unsettle the bike and the front wheel can slip a little bit sideways. And yeah, there you go, 236. So that's I feel like I'm going to get a couple coming up that are slightly quicker than that, maybe like 234. I think lap 14, this is 15 lap, 40-minute moto. Pretty sure it was a 2:34 second last lap, which is pretty good. I think my last two laps are both 2:34s. It's just good. It's always good to you're doing a long moto like this. If your last few laps are on the quicker side, like say there are 15 laps there, you're in your fastest 5 laps, and that's a good sign of you're not fatiguing to the point where you're forcing yourself around the track. And if your lap times are still reasonable, like in those top 5 for the moto, then that's definitely a good sign. It means you're still riding smooth, I guess. You're riding with riding fatigue. Sometimes when you really fatigue, obviously your technique gets sloppy, and then that's when you start to push through berms and get corners wrong and ride off the track and blah blah blah. So that looked good. I thought that definitely entry speed into that corner was confident and smooth and quick. That looked good too. You definitely sort of settle into a track like this, and it's nice when you start putting smooth laps together. It feels really good. You don't really get a view because this GoPro is on the front fender, like just in front of the number plate. You don't really get a view of what the bike's doing. The back wheel is skipping, and it's getting airborne, and you're sort of sideways and whatnot. Might try and rig up a second GoPro for the next one. You'll really get a good idea of how it looks like the thing's tracking dead straight from this front angle, but the rear's often 30-40 degrees left or right, and a few inches off the ground and spinning. There you go. So 2:35, I think. There's probably 3 laps to go, so definitely 2:30. That's not quick on this track. As I said, Bradley Newton doing his 30-minute moto here 2 weeks ago, he would have been probably sub 2 minutes. Who else was I riding here with? I was riding here with Kai Woods. Man, he's quick. He'd be probably pretty similar to Bradley, maybe even quicker. He's definitely one to look out for. Kai Woods, he's got a lot of skill and a lot of speed. He's he's about 15. Riding on a gas gas. He was on a KTM. He's on a gas gas now. But yeah, he's very quick around this track. Next time I see, I run into them most of the time I'm riding here. This is the first time they haven't been here. But next time I'll bring extra GoPro mounts and get a camera on one of the faster kids' bikes, and we'll see what their lap times look like. But I assure you, I'd be surprised if they were doing over 2 minutes. somewhere between 1:45 and 2 minutes. And yeah, they're they're on the limit the whole way. The bikes are they're bucking and bouncing, and they're really fighting their bike just to keep it moving forward a lot of the time. Definitely faster standing through there, so I want to sit a little bit there. Then there's a dip here, stand for the dip and then sit back down, lean back, get on the power, get up to 4th gear, downshift to 3rd gear, downshift to 2nd, sometimes for this section, up to 3rd, up to 4th. Well, yeah, so there we go, 234. That's only 3 seconds slower than my PB on this track, so that's not too bad. And yeah, this is lap 13 or lap 14 or lap 14. Yeah, definitely really happy with how I rode today. Rode it smart. Kept it upright for the most part. Definitely happy with where my fitness is. Can always be better. But coming into these warmer months, it's obviously a lot harder to do a longer moto on a hot day. But yeah, I think it's good for, it's a good sign of things to come, fitness-wise. Go for an hour moto next time. So yeah, don't know if I beat this 2:34.04. I think it's the last lap. No, there's probably one more lap to go after this. I think it's 2:34.40 or something like that. It's just slightly a fraction slower, but still in that kind of. It's good if your laps are within a. You see that corner that was slightly slow, wasn't as smooth. Kind of pulled up a little bit. But yeah, if your laps are all, Luke Cloud, I was saying, he's at Maitland, he's doing 152s that were pretty much consistently 152s for 20 lap, 15 lap moto, which is it's pretty amazing at the speed they're going. This factory Yamaha rider, I think he just got injured again actually, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, no, he's very skilled, very consistent rider. He won the MX1 National Outdoor last year. Aaron Tanti won it this year. Luke had that big crash earlier in the year. But yeah, he's I really hope he bounces back from his injuries. He seems to be having a bit of bad luck with it. It'd be a shame if he doesn't get back to where he was, because I'm pretty sure everyone would agree that he was going to win more. He was in he was in the zone really. He's one of Australia's best riders. He's been to Europe. I think he's been on MX of Nations teams for Australia. He's raced Supercross in the US. Pretty sure that was in 2019. He was a Penrite Honda 250 team over in the US, and he wasn't making main events every race, but he definitely. I saw him come 9th. He probably had. I watched that the week it happened, but he probably had better races that year. Yeah, it'd be nice to see him get back to where he was and win more races. He's super fast and super talented. This is definitely the last lap now. 39.54. promise I don't think I'll beat that 2:30 for 1 minute. It definitely looks like a smooth. Wow, I'm going to retake this corner. Not too bad. That's the 40 minutes up. Yeah, so not bragging about it or anything, but just it's good to, as I said, I was only doing 17 and 19 minute motos the last time I rode here, so I did sort of say to myself today that I was going to try and get that 30 minutes and ended up doing 40 minutes, so yeah, definitely happy with that. Big thank you to Brock 44 Elite for having me. See you in the next one.